So in today's show, we're going to talk about burnout, but not from work. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boardman. And if you are coming through, it just does resonate, then please do let me know down in the comments below. So, currently 5 miles into my run, another 5 miles to go, so I'm going to make this short and sweet because I want to get my momentum back up and running. So something that I have definitely felt recently, and you might be able to relate, I was having a bit of rant about this on Instagram the other day, more of a vent than a rant, and that's the fact of being super burnt out, but not necessarily from work, not necessarily from life, but from fucking kids. I've got 2 teenage kids who I love immensely, so much. But I think the year has brought so much consistent badgering of having to do work, of having to do work, of having to fucking tell them off, of having to fucking round my feet all of the time, and trying to get them to, like, get up and get shit done and start fucking moving. I don't know why I say it like that to them, but it just ends up becoming like a burnout. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever get that? Like, you're just like, fucking hell, I am burnt out from being a parent. And parenting is fucking hard. Like, I find it the most hardest and challenging thing. If I beat myself up on anything, it's always about parenting. It's always have a good job. Maybe they are like the way they are because of the way that I've brought them up. Maybe I haven't done the right things or said the right things. For me, parenting is always about just showing love and giving cuddles and giving guidance. But just like you lot, they're not ready to listen to that. And when they are ready to listen, then they'll see and hopefully turn around and go, I see why you were telling me that now. I see why you said those things now. We'll probably have that conversation when they've got their own kids. But sometimes it gets so fucking much, you want to bang your head against the brick wall. And I think we often beat ourselves up about parenting, and I always come to it and I always kind of like evaluate the situation. I go, okay, do I tell him I love him? Yep. Do I tell him I care about him? Yep. Do I tell him that the best interest is in heart? Yep. Am I there unconditionally when they're fucking feeling crappy or shit or insecure about school or friends or growing up? Yep. So then I kind of think to myself, well, I'm not the worst dad in the world. But maybe I just judge how teenagers are on the way that I brought them up. But then if we think about when we were teenagers, we were little shits as well, more than likely. I remember being a right little shit. So it's just putting perspective in the whole thing. But I think it's quite feasible, and, it's a tough old game, parenting, especially in this year. If COVID's affected me in any way, I think it's definitely struggling to balance whether I'm being a good dad, whether I'm on top of the game, whether I'm doing the right things. No one ever really knows if they're doing the right things, and everyone has their own way of parenting, right? But I think it's okay to say that you can be burnt out. I think it's okay to say, fuck me, jeez. I'm burnt out here from being a parent, from constantly fucking homeschooling and struggling to start companies or struggling to start work or having babies and trying to do the whole shift and bonanza. And I probably sound like I'm fucking moaning, but I think more than anything, I just need to talk to my phone and vent it. And when I talk to other people, they're going through the same thing. So I think it's really good to raise the situation and turn around and say, look, you're not the only one. It's quite common, I would say, to be burnt out as a parent around this time. As long as we keep doing the right things and showing them love and keep trying to guide them as best as we can, that's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. And I think it kind of creates us. When we come post-COVID, heading back to school and there's more routine, we would have learned a lot about ourselves as being a parent, right? And things that we should have done or could have done, but fuck it, at the end of the day, as long as you give them a cuddle and you give them a kiss and you fucking and you can be there for them unconditionally, I think you're winning. If you're not there on a 5-day challenge next week, you're missing out. It's the last one of the year. 14th
of December we start, which is next Monday. My introduction will be on Sunday night. Get involved, it's free, apart from some time and energy, financially free. The link's in the bio. Have a great weekend. Much love.